Hi guys.
Hey everyone, before we start this week's episode, we just wanted to say thank you to everyone that has been listening.
Woo!
It's been so exciting, and every week it's like such a thrill. We've been getting such positive feedback, and it really means a lot to us.
We also want to give a big shout out to Melody. She created our cover art and she does amazing work. On Instagram, you could find her at _MEOWLODY_.
She has a Redbubble, she does commissions, and she also has an Etsy.
Yeah, so go check out her work. She does amazing stuff, and we just want to say thank you.
Which Melody actually leads us into our next topic because she's always hustling.
Oh, true. And I think we kind of hustle.
We kind of hustle. Like a pretty good amount, I'd say.
Yeah. And I think to hustle well, you have to have a really good
work ethic. What does it mean, you may be asking?
Being on top of your shit.
Ouch. And I feel like me and you,
I think,
looking at you in your eyes right now, I feel like we have like a strong,
amazing
work ethic. Again,
dude,
we did it again.
Here we go.
It's like we're hive mind right now.
Synced. No, but we do. I think we mentioned this in our episode about how we became friends. We bonded over our work ethic.
And like hustling and not taking a break. We didn't take a break when we were on that staircase.
I know.
And that really like formed our friendship. And I remember too, one time we were like in the wings for a show.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and we were saying like how we want to be actors and how like we've always known like that's what we were supposed to do. And like we both had the same mindset of like we're doing anything it takes to get there. And that we also bonded over that too.
And I feel like work ethic is taught at like a really young age, but people just forget it as they grow up, I think.
I mean, at first you learn with like turning in assignments on time and not just like turning it in where it's like a passable. It's like actually putting in the effort to make it worth even wanting to be graded.
Yeah.
And then you get to high school, and then you have like more choice with like electives and stuff, and like with sports, and like for us it was theater. And some people just don't care, and it's like coming to rehearsal or practice on time, not when it starts, being there before.
Because on time is late.
Yeah.
Being there early is on time.
Because let's say you walk in at 10, that's when it starts.
You're late.
Because you have to get ready, you have to adjust yourself, you have to like clear your throat.
If rehearsal starts at like 12 in the afternoon, don't show up at 12.
Get there at like 11:30.
Get there at 1.
No, get there at 11:30.
Yeah.
Use the bathroom, get a drink of water, eat a snack.
Mentally prepare.
Yeah.
And you know, because you brought up high school and like electives, and people would take a lot of electives just because they're easy. Like, oh, I'll take art because it's just like an easy elective. And that makes sense. But when you start majoring in what you're passionate about and you still don't put in that effort and just kind of say like, oh, well, it's easy, so I'm just going to do this, and it's your major, I feel like that's where there's a hiccup. There's a hiccup in the road.
It also comes into where people feel so overconfident in what they're doing. They're like, I don't have to try as hard right now because I know I'm good. Like, look at me, look what I've done. But then when you have that mindset over time, you lose that credibility and you don't grow. There's always room to grow.
Always. Especially when you're in the arts. You can always learn more. You can always like try new things. You're never perfect.
Why would you want to stay stagnant?
Yeah.
I want to be the best.
True. But no, it's like people do get comfortable with the whole, oh, well, my work is good, so I don't have to try. Or like, I can do this, but I don't have to try. But I feel like that just produces mediocre work in the end.
And then it also puts a damper on like everybody else, because let's say we're in a show rehearsal and you're like, I don't have to try. It's like, I'm good. I'll be better for the show. Yeah. If everybody else is at 100 and you're at 50, then the show's at 50.
It's at 50.
Because everybody is going to look at you.
And you're always as strongest as your weakest link.
Yep. Which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, I hate that. But okay, so we're talking about work ethic because we put a lot of work into this podcast, I would say.
I would. And
we really do.
I stand by everything we're saying right now. Because it's like, and we're not trying to be like, we work so hard. But no, like we put a lot of effort. And there's so much planning. We planned this for months before we even dropped anything.
We recorded so many episodes in advance. We edited those in advance just so we can have like a stable upload schedule. So you guys are never waiting. So we never are late with like an upload.
And it's not just like, so like, oh, we're like 6 months in advance just in case anything happened. Let's say like I went to the hospital.
Yeah. Things
God forbid. But we'd have an episode still.
Yeah, because we're prepared, and we take a lot of pride in that. We try to make our setup right now.
We can't control that.
We can't control our setup, okay? We're not in the studio, guys.
We're
like,
definitely not in the studio.
but like, we edit the episodes. I wish you guys could see how much we edit the episodes. We're not saying that they're scripted, but it's just we have so many moments, I think.
Of like getting distracted. We just want to have like
consistency, baby.
And the reason why we try to make this the best we possibly can, because our names are going on this, and I take a lot of pride in things that my name is attached to.
Another thing I think is really important is being humble.
As we just went off about.
No, I know. We just talked about how hardworking we are, but we're still humble. It's important to be humble, guys.
And we're not saying any of this like, I'm better than you. No, it's like we're confident in what we're doing. And I think it's okay to talk about things you're confident with.
Especially because, like, when you look at our work and you hear what we are saying and you hear that we're spitting fire, guys, I think it's just, the proof is in the pudding. I think, okay, why we're making this episode, let's just get to the nitty gritty. I don't know why we're beating around the bush. We've just seen a lot of mediocre work and we're tired of it, because I feel like if you're passionate about something, you should put more effort into it.
And I also think about like the world, because we've had a taste of the industry, like little bits and pieces, and we've
had a little lick.
Yeah. Got a little flavor. And we've seen some work, and it's just like, this is embarrassing, and it gets so overhyped. I'm not sorry, it gets so overhyped, and it's like this person is doing the bare minimum and they're getting like, you're eating out of their palm.
Then you see other people who produce amazing work, and it's just like self-produced, it's all by themselves, and they get no recognition. That makes me sad. And
then I also think, I'm gonna bring this up, we did night school. It was like a media run night school,
like film school.
Yeah, it was. And we have like, when the quarantine started, we had to like start making little projects.
Yeah.
And
like little video projects.
Yeah, we had to edit ourselves, like acting it ourselves, or just like talking it, and like everything had to be like by ourselves. And it was, we weren't allowed to do like extra stuff, because a lot of people had like way more experience than we did. Like, I don't edit things, you know. I think the first time I ever edited something was with them. Yeah. And then like the little video, and then we had like a viewing party, and like some of the videos were just
not good.
And it was unfortunate, because I think about mine, like I spent, do you remember when I was like freaking out because my computer kept crashing? I was like, I need to get this done, like, and I put so much work into mine. It's like the first editing project I ever did, and like I was proud of it, and like I put so much like heart into it, and it wasn't like amazing, but I put my heart into it. And then I think about other people that were so much older than me, because the age range was like 18 to 25, and there's 25-year-olds that made these videos that were just like blah.
And it's like, you chose to be in this school, like you chose to attend, so you must have some like.
And I know it's like a little project, you're not getting graded, this isn't gonna define your career, but just like put effort. Your name is attached to this, and it's all about networking. And if I remember that you kind of don't care about little things, then why would I want to work with you again?
So the reason why we've been wanting to make an episode about work ethic for a while, and then we just started talking about other things, and we kind of pushed this episode to the side until our school released a project. And this was a project that kind of replaced theater, because obviously we can't perform because of COVID. There's no way we can do like an audience or anything, So they produced a project to fill it in, and we were really excited about it. We were excited to see it,
because our school has done really, really good work. I've seen how many shows? I don't know. 3. I think I've seen 3 shows here.
I've seen like 4 or 5.
I've seen 3, and I enjoyed all of them.
Yeah, they're good. So we were excited to see what they would bring to the table, especially like using a new medium, because we can't be in a theater.
Yeah.
So me and Angie had a little watch party because we wanted to see it together,
And
it was embarrassing. Let me explain why.
No, I'm laughing because I just remember that day, the car ride home, we were so mad.
Yeah.
And we were mad because it was a team of like renowned people working on this project.
Like, they're known in the industry, I think. They have like credibility in the industry.
Yeah, and I've seen the individual work of a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's great. So like imagine in one room.
Together,
Come
it'll
on.
be amazing.
If I can compare it to something, it would be if you were in middle school and your teacher assigned something and you had a video option, if you chose the video option and you were 12. And I think another issue that came in was like the lack of time management.
Yeah.
Because we know.
So they had months, and it just seemed half-assed. It seemed like what was released was the roughest draft of the project. And that just makes me mad and frustrated, because this represents the school that we go to. Mm-hmm. This represents the actors that were involved, which I feel so bad for, because I know that every single actor that was involved in that is a good actor. I've seen them in other things, and they were portrayed so horribly, because editing makes such a huge difference. You can be the worst actor and the editing team can make you look amazing, just like it could do the opposite. And it did the opposite for this, and that's really frustrating. The reason why that project, I think, in my opinion, in your opinion,
was not good.
It wasn't good, but also everything that was to fault is post-production. Who was ever on the post-production team, and just the production team in general, is at fault.
Whoever is reviewing the clips, a lot of clips were like sent in, and it was.
I can't even. How do I explain this?
I don't know. I wish you could see it, because us explaining it, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Yeah. It was just very messy. Call it like it is. It's messy. The audio went in and out. It was some of it was overdone.
That is like the most important thing in a video.
In film, in any video, audio is more important than visuals.
If I can't 100%. Hear it, I can't follow the story.
And there were so many of these skits where the audio was messed up, the editing was messy, there was no continuity, and it's just like, if you took the millisecond to think and actually review your work and put time and effort into your project, those messy moments are easily fixable.
I think it's important too. We're having a good group of people around you comes in to be honest with you, because I would much rather someone give me honest feedback about something I'm doing, even if it hurts my feelings, because then I can grow. If you're telling me this is awesome, dude, and it's shit, then guess what? Next time I'm going to make more shit.
Yeah, we're just never going to get better.
Just tell me if you, and
like for this, if you hate the podcast, if you think there's things that we can improve on,
then say
let
it.
us know. We're not gonna care. We will care, but like, we're not gonna get offended.
Yeah, we're gonna make the next episode better.
Ooh.
Look at us.
That was good.
It was.
No, but you know what I'm saying? And I think it's so important to have like friends around you that are okay with being honest with you.
And honesty doesn't mean bashing someone. You can be so kind and honest at the same time. Constructive criticism.
Ever heard of that? And I think it's important to ask your friends for constructive criticism.
Yeah.
When you release a project, be like, hey, honest opinion, what are your thoughts?
And another thing, you don't have to base everything you do based off like other people's opinions, because you're always going to have half and half. Someone's going to hate it, someone's going to love it. But, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. This is good. Oh, this person didn't like it. Well, let me rewatch it with all of that in mind, and then I can decide if I want to fix it or not.
And then you can make something even better after.
And then the next time, you got a masterpiece. Oscar-winning award film.
And this is applicable to anybody, whether you're young, whether you're our age, whether you're older than us. Because work ethic, that follows you everywhere with literally anything. Work ethic in school, work ethic at like a part-time job, work ethic during passion projects.
Yeah.
It's applicable everywhere. And I feel like it's so important to take pride in what you do and to make sure that everything is nice and spick and span.
And like, apart from passion projects, I think about my like jobs I've had. The last place I worked was I'm not gonna say what it was named. It wasn't a restaurant. It's a place where you get food. And my coworkers, I only ever did closing shifts, because I mean, how can I do another shift? Except weekends, but they would always give me closing. You know why? Because I was so good at closing, they would like beg me to close. Yeah. Because I would close so good, dude. Clean, it would look beautiful.
Yeah.
After I finished cleaning. And I think about coming to work. I've been awake since 5 a.m. I have to go to work. We get out at like 11:30. I'm tired. I just got home from school, and now I have to like work for like the X amount of hours. And my coworkers would just be bumming it, slacking off, and I'm like, guys, like, help me work. Because the line where, like, I did the, like, food production, and there's a rush at night. You know, there's, like, the morning breakfast rush, there's, like, the lunch rush, and then there's the night rush. And the dinner rush can be brutal as hell sometimes. And there was just 2 of us, 4 stations. And it would end up me doing 3 stations at once. Dude, it sucked so bad. Yeah. And then, like, the other person was, like, falling behind. And I'm like, how are you falling behind? I'm doing 3 stations right now. And they're like, I had a bad day. I'm like, okay, but your bad day is making my bad day worse. Yeah. Because you're not working.
That's not an excuse.
It isn't. And
I hate when people are like, I had a bad day. Everyone has a bad day.
I get it. And I'm very understanding. Like, I get it if you're having a bad day. But when it comes to serving people food, something that is going into them, you need to put that aside.
Yeah, leave
because
that
if
shit
you're
at
like
the door.
being like messy with food, and dude, I take my break and like there's no break room. Like I'd have to eat where like the people eat, and I'd be sitting there and I'd see like little kids eating, and I'm like, you're being so careless with children. And I care so much about children. Anything that has to do with kids, I care a billion times more than other people. So when I see a kid eating when it could have been like sloppily handled, that bothers me so much. And I would go back there and I would tell people off. Not like rudely, but I would always tell people like, you need to like get it together. And they would get upset with me. There was one time this guy was like complaining he had a bad day. I'm like, okay, but like I didn't hurt you, so I don't know why you're giving me attitude and not working. And then he walked away. But then he came back and apologized.
It's like you need to leave that at the door, especially when you're working with others, when it's like a collaborative thing. Yeah.
And also it's like a job, you're getting paid, and I know it's not like a career, but you're also like high schoolers, like early college. You live with your parents, you don't need all this money. So it's not like I'm not getting paid enough. We got paid good at that job.
Just do your work.
It's not that hard.
It's really not hard.
It's, oh my goodness, dude.
Like I remember I had a class with my ensemble, and we had a teacher that everyone's scared of for some reason, but I like him. And there was like a day where nobody had their work done for some reason. We basically had to have like 3 scripts ready for it to be approved. And like if we didn't get one approved, we had to have like 2 backups, you know, with our partner. So each partner is supposed to have like 3, I think. You know?
Wait, 3 what?
Scripts.
Oh.
Me and my partner, we had our scripts ready. Same with like another pairing. I think 2 other pairings out of everybody. And nobody else had their scripts ready, or nobody read through their scripts. They were just unprepared. And the teacher caught on to that, and he was like, I'm leaving the class. And he left the class because he was like, why should I waste my time teaching you and waiting for you guys to already do something that should have been done before you even entered the room? And I was like, period, I agree. You know, like if he tells you to have scripts ready and have them read, have them read. Like we're majoring in this.
Especially if it's your scene.
It's your scene.
Freaking read the scene. They're like 2 pages.
Yeah, just read the scene. You're passionate about working and being an actor. Like, why aren't you proving that? You know what I mean? Yeah. So then he left the class. It was like 10 minutes in. He literally left class, didn't come back. And I was frustrated, not only because me and my partner were ready and we couldn't work the scene, but because everybody else in the class was complaining about the teacher. And I'm like, okay, let's step back and be adults here, because you weren't prepared, you weren't ready, and then you're going to blame the teacher for leaving because you weren't prepared and you weren't ready. You're the problem. The teacher's not the problem. He has other shit to do. He has stuff to do. I think he was directing a show at the time. Like, he's busy, you know? And yes, this is his job, but how is he supposed to do his job when you guys aren't bringing what you need to the table? And then you want to complain and be like, oh my God, he's so mean. Can you believe? Look at the fit he just threw.
Look at the fit you're throwing right now.
Exactly. And you're the one. And look, you're still not ready. You know? And that just frustrates me because I'm in this class and now I'm associated with that mentality, with that mindset. Because I doubt that he was like, oh, well, Viviana had hers ready. I'm going to remember that. Yeah. It's like, no. The whole class just fucked up and didn't do anything right. And then they want to act like little babies and talk shit about the teacher. Yeah. How does that make sense? And it's like we're in college. We're literally in college, guys. And, like, we're majoring in something we want. It's just not an elective in high school we're taking for fun. Like, this is our freaking passion. We want to work in this field.
You know what bugs me right now, though?
That just happened.
With, like, online classes? Yeah. Well, I mean, this would be happening probably like, without online classes. But I have this one class, and we read scripts, like, every day. We're always, like, reading and, like, analyzing scripts. And every time we read, she always picks me to read. One, because I know how to read really well.
Yeah.
I'm very clear when I read. Also, I like acting. I think she can tell because I don't just read monotone. Like,
Imagine majoring in acting and like acting. Imagine.
That's weird. Anyways, and dude, nobody else ever wants to read. Everyone's like, I don't want to read today. And I'm like, you're a performance major. Because some of that class, it's like tech majors. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to read. Like, I understand. I got you, baby. But these other people, like, you are, what? I don't get it.
You want to perform for a living?
And then some days, like, I don't, because, dude, I'm blind. So I have to, like, sit, like, super close to the screen to like read, and I want to make sure I read clearly so other people can understand what's happening in the script. And some days I don't want to read because I read every time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and also when she asks, like, I don't want to be the first volunteer in case someone else wants to, because I always read. And then she's like, okay, Angelina, read. And I'm like, damn it, my eyes can't take it. But I like reading.
It's just annoying.
I know. And it's like, I can't do any acting right now. I'm not in a show. So, like, that's my little
taste.
My little taste of it.
Lick.
It's so fun. We read some, like, fun plays, dude.
But, you know what? If you identified with any of the stories that we just said, here's how to fix your work ethic. Na-na-na-na. Get it together.
Okay. I know how to help. So, let's say, let me think of an example.
Okay, but actually, like, this is how.
No, but give me
you
an
can get it
example of, like, a project.
Like a short film.
Okay. 1.
Step 1.
Get your script ready.
Period. Make sure
Read
it's
it.
good.
Make sure everybody working on it reads it. Everyone
Don't
has
make it a script that you just wrote one night and then you never revisit or revise.
Yeah, make sure everyone's on the same page and as to what the goal is
Yeah.
with that script. Have, like, a little meeting, a little group chat, perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh, Google Doc. Maybe
Zoom
make a
session.
mood board. Oh,
Zoom
session. Maybe make, like, a mood board of. I remember we made our mood board.
We made a mood board for this podcast. It's so freaking cute.
It is really, really
and
nice.
And we've stuck to it, so.
Kind of.
No.
The color scheme.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Dude, orange and green.
So have maybe, like, a little mood board, and then, like, plan out your days. What you're gonna attack this day. If you're in school, like, well, take care of your homework first, obviously. But then, like, I have free time here. I'm gonna work on this. You do a little bit every day, and give yourself, like, a good enough time frame.
Don't rush a project just because you want to spit it out really quickly. It is so much better if you, like, take your time and, like, analyze what you need to do, the steps that you need to take, and having it timed out very well and smooth instead of just being like, okay, I got a script, I got a film, I'm going to do this, bam. Because when you rush, you can see it in your work.
And then it's like, well, once every couple months you have this juicy little film instead of, like, every day you have, like, little 30-second clips.
Yeah, and if, like, you're producing music or something, I'm trying to think, like, music, short films, like, art, what else do people do?
I don't know.
Let's say it's so much, well, in my opinion, I don't know. You can add to this, but, like, don't you like it more when, like, an artist releases stuff after a while of releasing their last thing?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a little hiatus.
It builds, like,
it's anticipation.
Yeah.
But it's like, let's say you post a song, like, every 2 weeks.
Dude, Russ. He posts music, like, all the time. I'm like, relax.
Yeah. It's like, I would rather have, like, a little hiatus, you know?
Yeah.
Because it shows that you took time on your project because you didn't just rush it. And I'm more inclined to listen.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like we're just talking so much shit about the people who produce mediocre work.
No, because I get, like...
But it's frustrating because it's like the people who put in, like, a good amount of time and work and effort into their things. I feel like they just, you know...
We're not talking about us. Like, oh, we're not getting enough because we're fun. We're chilling right now.
This is not about
we're
us.
Chilligan's Island, but...
Yeah.
I'm talking about other people. And I'm also thinking about, like, actors in, like, in the jungle right now, like, really, like, up there.
Yeah.
And some people get so overhyped and their acting sucks. They can play one character, not even amazingly, just one character. And there's other people that have so much range and they're like, oh, she's okay. Yeah. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, give her an Oscar, please.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I always think, like, in time.
I'm just excited to see what happens to the podcast.
But it's just cool.
This is cool.
We just get excited every week.
We do. Like, we haven't recorded in a minute, so we're recording again. And it's just, like, editing is really fun. And then planning our posts, planning the little Instagram
And then we're like,
stories.
do I post it now? Did you drop the episode?
I know.
Because, like, she handles, like, the editing and, like,
I edit
uploading
and
stuff.
Upload
and, like, I take care of, like, the promoting and Instagram. And, like, it's so fun.
So cool. Because, like, I have to drop the episode earlier than Angie posts because it takes a while for it to get on all platforms.
It's just so exciting.
It's just
You're
really
like, it's out, it's out.
exciting.
You're like, check Spotify, check Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, and then we
it's
get to see like how many people are listening. And like, granted, it's not about the numbers because it's like just creating this is really fun. But seeing people watch it,
like respond well to
yeah,
what we're doing because we really
nice.
like this. Like it's so fun for us. It's not just like, oh, like another episode, like you have to get something out. Like it's so fun to sit down and record. Like before we even recorded this episode, we're like,
like we get so excited because this is like, we're like using our creative juices in something that isn't related to school. Like this is all us.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really exciting. Yep. We like doing what we do, and I think it shows.
If you have any,
They only hear microphone thumps.
I know. In the
I do want to apologize.
Yeah.
Big apology to all the microphone thumps like this that you heard.
I don't even know how it was.
In like the first couple episodes. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, we didn't even know what the problem was, but we figured it out.
And I don't think you are going to be hearing microphone thumps like that anymore.
Unless I hit the table.
Yeah. Sometimes we get excited. I talk with my hands sometimes. And like it's really hard to make sure we don't touch the mic or like touch the table.
Yeah.
But we did want to apologize for that. Sorry, but we're not going to do that anymore. Anyway.
I hope you guys have a splendid morning, evening, night whenever you listen to this.
Yeah. Because we got some night owls. We noticed.
I noticed that.
I noticed that like our views or our listens, they get higher at night.
There was one day, it was like 12 in the morning, and I was like, it had like a certain amount of views.
Yeah.
And then like I checked it right in the morning because I get a little obsessed sometimes. I don't know why. And it went up a lot. I was like, jeez.
Everyone's listening to us at night.
Y'all don't sleep.
If you're listening to this at night, have a good night.
Let's go to sleep.
No.
This will be waiting for you in the morning. Dude, some people go to sleep at like 4 in the morning. Like,
Well, some people just can't sleep.
Me, but I don't go on my phone.
I know, but what if our voice is calm?
What if that makes them fall asleep? Good night, little angel.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Don't let the big bugs bite. No, for real though. Have a good day.